Welcome to Turban to Succeed. Goodness, I can't even say the name today. I'm your host, Dawn Mullarney, and you may also know me as the Unique Connector. So I'm kicking it off today. Did you know there's close to 200 kids in Dane County that are looking for a big brother or a big sister? So I'm really excited to have Tracy on here today to kind of help educate our listeners on the whole program and to how to help these 200 children. So thank you, Tracy, for joining me today.
Well, Dawn, thank you for having me. I really appreciate this because technically this is our first time meeting.
Which is crazy to think, but yes,
It
this is
is.
where it's going to be fun today. So
I
thank you for
know.
coming
I
on.
know. Yeah, LinkedIn is amazing. So
It is.
I was telling Dawn, I've seen her everywhere and I'm like, who is she? What are these events that she's doing? Because they seem so successful and I just had to reach out. So
Oh, well, thank you for reaching out. And this is where
yeah.
too, I'm coming out of my shell that I've been kind of in hiding for a while, but
Mhm.
navigating life. So I'm excited to have you on to have a conversation to learn more about you, but also too, like big brothers, big sisters. Tell us more and how you even got
Yeah,
into this role. So I want to
sure.
learn more.
Yeah, so I'm the community outreach and volunteer manager at Big Brothers Big Sisters. So I've been in the role for about 8 months now. And so really it's a recruitment role and we're structuring it, we're going to take the first year and just kind of see what works, what doesn't, right? So I'm at tons of events, I'm at galas, I'm at tabling events, I have meetings, and we just kind of want to see how we can get the word out because as you mentioned at the beginning, we have close to 200 kids currently on our wait list. A lot of that wait list came from COVID.
Okay.
Um, and then just not having someone, they did have someone prior to me in the position, but really not having someone after that, like really focused on recruitment. And so that's just really my role is just to get our message out there because some people may not be ready to be a big right now, and that's okay, but you might know someone. And then, later on in life, you might not right now, but maybe a couple years from now when things change, you can mentor a child. So
Mm.
yeah, so it's been very busy. So if you haven't seen me out, you will because
Yeah.
I'm everywhere.
Well, I love it. And this is where I think it's fun for me to learn more about it, even though, we've always heard of it, but I want to learn
Yeah.
more of like kind of pick the brain of you of like, so what is kind of a commitment for somebody that wants to be a big brother or big sister? Like tell me more of the process and kind of really what they're signing up for.
Sure. Okay. I love that because you're right. I think a lot of people know the name, right? Big Brothers Big Sisters has a great reputation, but do people really know what the program's about? So it is a
Mhm.
1-year commitment.
Okay.
And we ask, the qualifications, 18 years and older, reliable car, driver's license, auto insurance, being able to pass a background check. And really, it's just spending quality time with a child. And that's really, truly what it is. So when people come up to me at different events and they say, well, okay, well, what does it look like to be a mentor? Like, what is that about? And I say, you know what? It's the things that you're doing right now, but you're just doing it with a kid. You're doing it
Mm.
with the little. So you're doing all the things that you love to do, which could be hiking, canoeing. It could be going to like a baseball game, a Badger game. But you're doing it with a little, you're spending some quality time. It's 2 to 4 times a month, anywhere between 1 to 3 hours. I do like to, paint that picture like, look, it's probably going to be, it's going to depend on the activity that you do, but it's probably going to be like once a week, that
Okay.
you're going to be hanging out with your little. And I think that, a lot of people that I've met right away, time commitment is the biggest hurdle. It's like, I don't know if I have the time. I've met so many bigs in my current position right now that are just, they are very busy. And, the thing that they tell me, it's like any relationship, it just eventually, it just becomes a part of your life. And
Mm.
that's just as simple as that. And I love hearing the stories of, the little has grown up to be an adult and they're getting married and they're still in touch, or they travel out of the country together, or they're helping them purchase their first home. Like it just really makes a difference when you have a mentor.
Oh, well, I love that so much. And I think, even myself, I'm like, there's so many organizations and things. And I feel
Yeah.
like sometimes I've had my blinders on where it's like, I kind
Yeah.
of know some, but I don't know enough. And how can I really help? Um, when you say like one time per week, so I'm assuming that's probably after school. probably?
Yeah, I mean, yes. So we do, so this is the community-based program, and we
Okay.
create new matches ages 6 to 13.
Okay.
So bigs who are called adults, they're bigs, and then children who are littles. So creating matches ages 6 to 13, but they can stay in the program until the age of 18, and then they graduate, which we will be having graduation soon. But then, yeah, I mean, you're pretty much, it really depends on the activity that you're doing, but I would just say roughly once a week. Obviously, like, people worry about, well, what if we're going on vacation, or what if we, as long as you have a consistent, relationship with the child. So, things come up, things happen. We also have big couple and big family. So a lot of people don't know that either. So that is about 10% of the matches that we make. So if the whole family wants to get involved, the whole family can actually get involved and be a big, so.
Ooh, okay. So
Yeah,
that's where I'm like, it's kind of an extension of their family. I kind of think of it as and envisioning
yeah,
it, or
yeah,
even like maybe on the weekend, or maybe it
yes.
is yeah, like after school,
Or
or
like,
how, where you're
yeah,
kind of adding them to.
you come over, there's one big, him and his little they love playing video games together. They have that in common. So he comes over and plays video games. He said one time he came over, it was a Sunday and it was his birthday. So they made breakfast together.
Oh,
It's little things like that you're doing that just makes such a difference. Um, so yeah, I think it's true. Like, I think a lot of times there are so many organizations and so many places to be a part of and to help. I think when I tell people there's close to 200 kids being on the wait list, I know, like, most people don't know that, and they're just genuinely shocked and like, what?
yeah.
Yeah. So
That's crazy. That fact that you gave me, I was like, holy cow, that's a
I
lot,
know.
and
Yeah,
it just,
it is.
that motherly
And
heart of mine. I'm like, oh,
and I would say the wait list is mostly of kids of color. So I
okay.
will say that. And kids are waiting about 180 days to be matched. And so that's just something to keep in mind too. And when I first started 8 months ago, kids were waiting were they waiting like a year? So, I mean, that's gotten better. But
Mhm.
yeah, it just would make me so sad when I'd go on presentations and I cry sometimes because I'm like, because I just take myself back to being a kid.
Yeah.
And, as a child, you're so sensitive and you feel unwanted so easily. And so just to think, gosh, like some of these kids age out and they don't, they'll wait a couple years and they never get a mentor. So
Hmm.
it's sad.
Well, it's sad. And this is where too, I would love to kind of learn more because I know you said 8 months it's been. So, kind of what even brought you to where you are working with your
Yeah.
brothers and big sisters and how you decided to even transition to that.
Well, it's been a journey. I'll tell you. My career path has been interesting. I've had a career for the past 20 years, and it's like I've never really known what I've wanted to do, you know, never knew what I wanted to do. I went to school at Columbia College. I lived in Chicago for many years, thought I wanted to be an actress. I worked in production. Then I moved and I got into hotel sales. Then I got into media. I sold radio, and then I was on air for a couple years. And all those things, it's just funny how the universe works and how God works, because I truly believe, like, all those times where I was like, I have a work ethic, I work hard, and I enjoyed it, but I just didn't feel aligned. And I was always searching throughout all those years. I was like, what am I meant to do? I'm just not completely happy.
Mhm.
And yeah, like I said, the universe and God know what he's doing, because I think all those things leads you to where you are in my current role. So it's just kind of like the presenting, since I present, there's my media background right there. Or like the events that I used to do. Well, I do a lot of events, currently where I am now. So to recruit, it's just everything kind of all makes sense. And the community outreach, I've been in Madison for 10 years. So it's like, of course, I would be in the community. So I was at a previous position and I was working with a freelancer, and I didn't realize him and I knew each other. I knew his wife. And so we started working together. And then I was leaving the position and he knew I was leaving and he said, "Hey, Tracy's leaving. You might want to give her a call." And she did. It's Sandy Morales, CEO of Big
Yes,
Brothers Big
Sandy.
Sisters. Everybody loves Sandy in the
Love
community.
Sandy. Yep.
And Sandy and I, when I first moved to Madison, she was one of the first people that was like, "Let me take you out. Madison's fun." She took me to Dane dances. And then over the years, we kind of lost touch. And then when that happened, she reached out. She mentioned there was a community outreach role available. And I interviewed. And to be honest, I didn't truly know what I was getting into. Um, and I am so happy. I feel so aligned.
Ooh, well, I love
Yeah,
that. And
I feel aligned. I'm not searching anymore. So I
yeah.
think like part of what was missing too was the service, like the service aspect. And
Hmm.
I've heard you say that in your podcast too, just, giving, or even before, we started like giving others, helping them be successful or giving service. And it just kind of, it's all aligned finally.
Well, I love that. And I think that's where, life is so interesting and no path can really lead you to where you think it's going to go. But I think all those different things that you did were all those
Hmm.
little like tools in your toolbox that help you
Yeah.
make, helped you to be successful in the role that you're in right now. And so I
Yeah.
think that's where it's like you would have never have known that until you got that experience over here or over here. And not
Yeah.
that it was all great, but it helped you
Well,
maybe
and I
figure out what you
would
were doing.
say to anyone who's searching, like, it's okay. Because I used to beat myself up for like 20 years. Like, you should know what you're doing. Like, you should
Mhm.
know what you want to do. Like, why don't you know? Why aren't you get it together? Like, look how old you are. And I just think we're not patient and God has a plan and we don't know it and it could take years, but you know, it happens. It'll happen. So
Yeah. Well, and even as you reflect on the past, because I feel like sometimes we're always thinking about the future and always
yes,
what's next and
yes,
where am I going, where sometimes we even forget to reflect how far we've come. And so
yes.
even during this right now, like as you kind of even sit and think about as you reflect a little bit, what are maybe some pivotal moments that you're like, I'm so glad I went this path, even though I wasn't really sure that
Mhm.
that really helped me get even more clear to where I am now.
I would probably say the radio part, like I never in a million years thought I was going to be on air. And I never thought I was going to sell radio either. And that taught me a lot because I came from hotel sales where it was tangible. So you could, have someone come in and they see what they're getting.
Mhm.
And with radio sales, it was like really from the ground up. I kind of just got thrown out there and you're selling air. I mean, people literally have to like you and want to work with you in order to, and then you have to give them this idea like, look, if you're on this station, this will happen and this will happen. So it gave me like a very creative outlet, I think, to like, because you can't just say, here's the proof. And then being on air, I just never thought that would happen in a million years. And I think that was such great experience for me, just to help me like, as far as like presenting now. I mean, I talk all the time.
Okay.
I do presentations all the time and interviews all the time. So it's real. I mean, it's just kind of interesting. When people say where did you come from? And I'll say media, and they're like, media in your community outreach. And it's like, yeah, actually the two really connect quite well.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
do.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I love that. And this is where I just always love learning about other people's journeys and the paths and how they've gotten here. And, I think of even too, like, what's maybe something that's always kind of driven your mindset and to keep going, where sometimes we kind of lose that, you
Yeah,
know, oomph to keep going and
we do. And over the 20 years, of course, I lost um, but I also think too, and I say this to my mom a lot, like, it's interesting, like driven, passionate people versus not. I have a hard time with people that aren't as driven and passionate, which is something that I'm working on. And I want to be okay with that. I think as long as you're okay with me being driven and passionate, like I want, I just want your support. Like, so I've always had a hard time, like, I can't help it. Like, it's in my genes. Like,
Yep.
and I know it comes from my dad and I know it comes from my grandmother, like hard workers. My dad always instilled in us, you will always be successful as long as you work hard. Success is yours. You just have to work hard. That's all you have to do. So that's always been ingrained, but I can't be like not driven. I don't know how. Like, I wouldn't be happy, I don't think. So I have to be driven. I have to be passionate, but I need to accept those who are not. And it's
Yeah.
just, and that's okay for them. But I think I have such high expectations for myself that I'm like, I don't understand. Like, why aren't you
Mhm.
driven? Like, there's so much, but I think it's just in my genes. It's something I can't help. And I think I don't know, just always having like my parents in the background and my grandmother and just always, I was reading something on your LinkedIn where you said something about being able to celebrate your successes, which really resonated with me because I think I came from a household where they celebrated me all the time and want to know like the things that I'm doing. And so I just go out in the world thinking everybody does too.
Mhm.
And it's taken as bragging or gosh, you're arrogant. And it's not meaning that way. So for the past year or two, I've actually been reflecting on that because everybody doesn't necessarily want to hear what you're doing and they take it a different way. And I met someone who kind of taught me, I was at an event and they kind of taught me, everybody was like raving about them. They're like, oh, he's amazing. He's this, he's that. And I looked at him, I'm like, look, like everybody loves you. And he's like, it's better when other people say it rather than I say it. And it just really like, I was like, okay, I got a little nugget here. Like, this is a lesson. So let others brag about you, let others, talk highly of you. You don't have to, always say what you're doing. But I do want to find that balance because I don't think there's anything wrong with we work hard, I
Yeah.
want to be happy for what I've accomplished.
I know. And that's where I think for me, it's been this tug at the heart sometimes
Yeah.
where I to like through this whole journey of even like leaving corporate and just taking this time to be present, my headspace and everything where I'm not always the best at receiving or even to when people would say compliments about me instead of
Mhm.
just saying thank you, that's really kind of you, I would just
Mhm.
automatically like adjust it, or I would focus in on the
Yeah.
one thing that may have been like feedback that was helpful that maybe I took a little offensively, but I would hone in on that instead of focusing on the
Yeah.
compliments.
Yep.
And I think even for myself, I was always hesitant to even talk about my successes or to even showcase what I was working on because I didn't know how it was getting perceived. Does that mean she's big headed? Is it
Right.
more,
Right.
all these different things that I thought instead of,
Yeah.
no, I'm just working on my own confidence. You're like, I should be my
Right.
biggest cheerleader too. And so I
I
don't know how that
think
resonates with you.
so. I think what's interesting and that I've learned along my path is that I went through experiences where I had to dim my light for others.
Yep.
And they wanted to shine brighter than me. And I didn't know how to deal with that. And it really took a hit to my self-esteem. And it really made me reflect. And like, there was some mental, like, where I just really needed to take a step back. And, I went along with it because I figured out through therapy, I'm a people pleaser. And I didn't know that for so long. I had no idea, but of course I was, because I was working these long hours and I was doing all this stuff to please other people because I wanted them to be like, look at that Tracy, she's a hard worker, and not saying no to some things or not saying, yeah, I'm tired, or people never expected it from me. But I finally made a huge leap. I took a risk, which was very scary to do because I was worried about other people, what they thought. I was worried about, gosh, is this all going to fall apart? Instead of like what was doing best, like what was best for me. Um, but I think that what I realize now that I am finally aligned is that you want to be around those who want you to shine and you want them to shine, and it's everybody shines and the support. And that's what I truly get at Big Brother, Big Sister of Dane County. I've never been with so many people who want you to shine. They want you to. Everybody, we support, everybody supports each other. And I would honestly say, like, if you're in a situation, whether it be a work situation or relationship or any type of situation, if they don't want you to shine, it's just not the place for you.
Mm.
So,
Well, I love that. And I think that's the one thing that's unfortunate is why don't we shine more on
yeah,
everybody and be
yeah,
okay to shine on ourselves?
right,
There's kind of this, I don't know if it's our society or what, but it's like you don't want to shine the light on yourself because if it's too bright, it's going to be
right,
taken the wrong way. And
right.
there is a reason why we met because we are very similar type of people. And I think that's been for me too, of this going through and understanding the reasons of why I did what I've done before, or
Mhm.
just the habits that I've created or the habits that I created because of the environments I was in.
Right.
And so I'm happy to hear that you found a space. And, you know, this is maybe a weird question, but do you feel that almost a space where you can shine bright and the others can shine bright and shine on each other? Is it because you're in a nonprofit?
I don't know. I
Okay.
don't know. That's a very good question. I don't know. I just feel like my prayers have been answered. Finally,
Okay.
you know, that I finally have been led to exactly where I'm meant to be. I don't know. I just was like, wow, when I finally reached this point in my life, I go, oh, is this what it feels like? That's, I was like, oh, this is what it feels like.
Hmm.
So I don't know. I think it takes great leadership. I think we have a great leader. Sandy is awesome. I love just watching her sometimes, because she's so calm. And I think that's one of the great assets of a leader. She's very calm. And it really comes from the top. I've been at so many different places where if the top is not healthy, the rest of it is not going to be healthy. And she doesn't, she really supports everybody. There's no like, it's not toxic at all. Like it's very healthy. And I believe it comes from the leader.
Hmm.
And, my manager, Jill, I got to give a shout out to Jill. I think she's amazing. Um, it's just, you feel so much support and they want you to do the best. And I feel like I've been places who've had some parts of that, but I just feel overall, since I've made this shift, and then it attracts other things, right? So now there's other people in the community. I'm just attracting all these positive people who love to see what I'm doing and I love to see what they're doing. And it's okay to like be out here and be great and be amazing. It's okay, and I think that just took me to say, I have to stop caring what others are thinking, you
Yeah.
know? I
Yeah.
think that was the biggest thing.
Which is usually sometimes easier said than done.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's where I love too that you're even just talking about the leadership stuff because I feel that if you didn't have those different experiences that maybe weren't always the best, you
Yep.
wouldn't have known what is a great leader and
It's
what kind
true.
of things that are what every leader should have.
That's
And
a
I
great
think
point.
that's
Yeah.
now you two are showing up as your best leader to the
Yeah.
community and making a difference. So,
Yeah. That's such a good point. Because when you're going through it and you're miserable at places and you're like, oh my gosh, there were times I was just so unhappy. But you're right. When you finally get to that place, you're like, oh, this is what it feels like. This is what it's like. And I don't know if I would have known. I guess you're right. So, and it makes you really grateful. You don't take
yeah.
things for granted and it makes you very grateful.
Well, and I think to even go back to earlier when you were talking about a people pleaser, I'm very similar to you too. And I've been doing this PQ training, and you kind of learn about showing up as your true essence. And being a people pleaser, there's some really amazing strengths of being a people pleaser too. Of
Mhm.
course, we always think of like when you go too far and you sabotage yourself.
Right.
But there's the great things about being a people pleaser. We're empathetic, caring. We think about
Mhm.
them more than, we're probably thinking of ourselves sometimes.
Right.
Um, So I think that's the one thing too, is sometimes we beat ourselves up thinking, oh, I need to stop being that people pleaser. But it's like, but that's you. That's the true essence of why people are drawn to you and they want to
Yeah,
hear you come speak or want to see
yeah.
you shine your brightest. And so, all the things that you're doing now, even with big brothers and big sisters, what's even the things that others should think about of how they can show up as them best selves to mentor these children?
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, I would say we all need mentors. Um, I have a mentor.
Yeah.
I wish when I was a kid, I knew about a program like this because I did not know. Um, and then I got a mentor like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and it was the best thing that I ever did. Really helped me navigate through life, helped me make some tough decisions. She holds me accountable. I mean, and I see her, maybe a couple times, every 2 or 3 months or whatever, or I can call her at any time. But she has been amazing. So I just would highly recommend, first of all, if you don't have a mentor, even as an adult, you should get one.
Hmm.
It really helps. But I think just being your best self, like to be a mentor to kids, is just spend some time with them. Just spend time. That's it. Like it could be as simple as, getting ice cream or, you know, going for a walk. Just spend some quality time with a child so a child knows that you're there, that someone is there and in case they have questions or they just want someone to look to. It takes a village and it really does. And we have a lot of parents out here that are single parent households that need that extra help, or just parents in general need that extra help. And, you know, the impact that it makes, I mean, a lot of kids have higher educational expectations, when they have a mentor, avoid risky behavior like alcohol, drugs, or violence when they have a mentor. Depressive symptoms now, I mean, especially with COVID and social media, the depressive symptoms, we did not have this when we were children. I cannot even imagine. So having somebody there that can truly understand and just to talk to, other than a parent, I think
Hmm.
it's huge. It's
Yeah.
huge. And it's something so simple. Like I think a lot of times people think, well, gosh, what do I have to do? And this is another misconception. People think, well, do I have to spend a lot of money? No. No, you don't. You can come up with all different kind of ideas to spend time with a child. I think when you're first matched, like we ask that the first 3 months you spend the time outside of your home with the child for safety reasons, obviously. But then after that, the child can come to your home. And yeah, I mean, it's as simple as cooking something together, video games, drawing, watching a movie, just those things that, make a difference. And that's really, that's it.
Well, and I love that too, how you just were saying too, like, no matter what age, we all need a mentor.
We do. Yes.
And to even start early on, and to teach even these children how important a mentor is one day they're going to be
Yes.
mentoring other people.
Yep.
And how you just said too, there are so many creative ways to do things
Mhm.
that you don't even have to spend money.
You don't. You don't.
Quality time is more important than anything, I think, with
It is.
anybody.
Yeah.
All of us are feeling isolated sometimes, or just having those moments where we just need people. And there's very creative ways of how you can get in front of people. And so, what kind of things do you have coming up for Big Brothers Big Sisters?
Well, we have a gala coming up. So our gala is July 28th. Dawn, I think you should be there. It's at Monona Terrace.
Okay.
Um, so we're pretty excited for that. It's going to be amazing auction items, music, we'll have a DJ, but it's our biggest fundraiser.
Okay.
So I would definitely check that out. We're always looking for auction items. So if there's anybody out there that wants to donate, definitely. We love auction items. And then we'll have a back to school event in the fall. So I would say this too, like if you're not ready to be a mentor right now and you don't know anyone who would make a great mentor, you can always volunteer for an event. So if that's something that, sometimes people are just interested in doing that. So we've got the gala coming up that you can volunteer for, the back to school event that you can volunteer for. Other ways too are like donating experiences. So a lot of times people have season tickets and they don't get a chance to use a lot of those tickets. Donate them to us because we do have like an event hub where bigs can go on, and if they're trying to look for an idea to do some events, we have some of those tickets listed. We have free events listed, so that kind of helps out too. And you can always make a monetary donation if that's what you want to do. So you can go to our website, bbbsmadison.org. All the information is there. So there's different ways to help out if you're not able to be a mentor right now.
Okay. Well, I love hearing those different options because I feel like some people just always think my time and energy or
Yeah.
money,
Yeah.
where there's
Yeah.
other avenues, people.
There
So
are. Yeah.
I love that. Thank you for telling those different options. And what if our listeners want to connect more with you and want to personally like get to know you more?
Well, I would love that. So they can email me at tanderson@bbbsmadison.org. We're also on social media, so you can find us on Facebook, Big Brothers Big Sisters of Dane County. We're on Instagram, BBBS Dane Co, and then we're on LinkedIn as well. So
Well, I
yeah.
love this. And I'm so glad that I officially got to meet one-on-one with you
I
and to really
know.
have this time together because I'm like, this is what it's all about, is to shine light on others, but also like learn that look how similar we are,
I
and
know.
just
Who knew?
who knew?
But
And
I've
this,
seen you with so many people that I'm connected with in the community. I'm like, so she knows Laura, she knows Amy. I'm like, who is she? I'm like, and your events, I'm telling you, they look amazing. Like people are having a great time and they're like, thanks for the event, Dawn. I'm like, why have I not heard about this event? So I want to be at the next event.
yes. And I would love for you to come. And this is where
Okay.
I'm so glad that the universe brought us together. And I feel like
Yes.
that's where sometimes too, we forget that we're connected to all these people and our spider webs, is out there, but sometimes we don't always like realize the ones that we're really not connected to, or
Yeah.
we haven't had a moment to reconnect with. So I love this. And I hope that, others just get to know you more and want to connect with you and get that boost of confidence, but also that opportunity to maybe shine a little brighter on someone else and mentor
Yes.
somebody. So
Yeah.
I appreciate all the work that you're doing for our community because you're
Yeah.
making a big impact. So thank you.
Oh, good. I love it. I truly
Well,
do.
thanks for being on the show. And I'm
Mhm.
excited to get to know you more and kind of
Yeah.
build this relationship. But listeners, I hope you found this of value, and be sure to subscribe and share this with somebody else that you think could find it really helpful for them. So thank you so much, Tracy.
Thank you.